Hey guys, so we're trying out a new angle today just because the old setup I had, I was actually facing this way and you can see the shelf in the background of my posters. Just is like a real hassle to set up and like try to keep my camera steady, so I thought I would try doing it reverse, and I think this is actually going to work out a lot better, except the window is farther back from me. Anyways, so I'm trying to cover up this awful sunburn I have. So I went to the beach this weekend and it was fun. Anyway, so the entire reason for this video is obviously we are now into May, and honestly April was a really good reading month for me. Then again though, I had a lot of free time. I read a total of 5 books, 3 physical and 2 ebooks, although one was actually a novella. So anyways, let's jump into this. The first book I finished was Broken Flowers by R.M. Drake. I've been reading this for the past couple of months because it's just a book of poetry and I love it. And if you can see like the purple highlighted spots in here as I flip through. Those are some of my favorite poems that I've read and just like connected to so much. And like honestly, I love R.M. Drake's writing, and like this just makes me want to read more poetry. So if anybody has like any like awesome like poetry collections, leave them down below for me so I can go check them out because I really want to read more poetry. Overall, obviously I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars because how can I not? I'm gonna share 2, they're like back to back. So the first one is called Little Fire. Keep a fire going, a little self-love and a little confidence. Keep it hidden in you if you must, but keep it nonetheless. Do not let it out until you feel you must, until it is the only thing left to do. And if it doesn't belong anywhere, then create a place where it would. Let the whole world know how your greatness started from just one spark. Show them why legends never die. And then the other one, this one is just like, it just like strikes a chord with me. I feel like it's like directly speaking to me, even though like I know it's not, but like personally it is. And it's called Chi Part 3. She didn't know what she wanted, and she knew how no one ever did. But she did know one thing. She wanted to be found in the rain. She wanted to run wild. She wanted to fall and feel safe, but dangerous enough to let her heart drop. She wanted love, true love, pure and kind and untouched. The kind that wasn't ruined by the chaos of the world. The kind you would find in a small coffee shop in some foreign country. That is all she ever wanted. And she didn't know where or how it would appear, but she knew deep within her it would show itself in the form of something unexpected. Like literally what I want just like is summed up in this freaking poem. Anyways, loved it. Like I said, 5 out of 5 stars. If you definitely are not a poetry person, because I never considered myself a poetry person, just like pick up one of his books or just like go online and like read some of the ones like off of Google or whatever. I promise you, you will find something that you connect with. So the next book I finished was Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. This is a book about basically the end of the world. The child of Satan is about to come of age and the world's about to end, and it's the biggest fight against good and evil with like, you know, God and the angels and Satan and the devils and all that stuff. And we follow a demon and an angel as they try and figure out a way to not have the world end, because they've been living among humans and suddenly find that they like it and are not ready for it to end. I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. Honestly, I didn't really enjoy it. I don't know if it's just because I was in a reading slump after finishing the Mistborn series and it just wasn't the Mistborn. I was like, all I want to do is be back with these characters and in this world. So I don't know if it suffered from that, because like the first half of the book literally felt like it took forever to get through, and then towards the end it did pick up and I was really interested in trying to figure it out. My other problem too is like this book doesn't have chapters. It has like the breaks and stuff, and it's like divided out in like 3 or 4 days, but like I feel like that just made it feel like I was taking forever to read it even more, because I couldn't really see my progress with like chapter numbers and stuff. But I mean, it was okay. Maybe at some point I will go back and give it a reread, just because I feel like I really would enjoy it. But I'm gonna chalk it up to only having a 3 out of 5 because I'm in a book hangover from Mistborn. So the third book I finished was actually an ebook, and it is called Tattoo Thief by Heidi Joy Thruway, something like that. Basically, this book is about a girl who is from a small town and she suddenly decides to make a move to New York, where her uncle lives and works, and she ends up getting a job with him, and she's basically a house sitter for rich people. So when like they go out of town, like on vacation or whatever, she goes in and she like lives in their houses and takes care of their houses and takes care of their pets, and you know, gets everything ready for them to come back. And she ends up taking over this apartment of this lead singer in this huge ass rock band, and it's about them and falling in love and like all of this stuff. Like honestly, I really love this book. Like I'm such a sucker for like bad boy good girl like stories. Like I'm such trash for it, but that's okay. So I loved Beryl. I thought she was very relatable in some of the ways she thought. Like it wasn't completely like, I don't know, just like not unrealistic. Like it was realistic. Like there's a part where she's like goes into work for the first time and she's like wearing a skirt and she's talking about how her legs are a little stubbly because she forgot to shave and all that stuff, and I'm like, that would be me. Like me. And I liked Gavin. The only thing I have a slight problem with their relationship is like obviously they got close over they get close over messaging, but it feels like when they actually meet in person it feels a bit insta-lovey. Not that it's bad, I still enjoyed the story, it didn't make me like think it any less, but it's just like that insta-love aspect always gets everybody off guard. And there was just some of the side characters, like we got more information about them than I felt we really needed. But anyways, I gave it out of 3 out of 5 stars. If you like misunderstood bad boy young adult novels or like the trope like I do, like I think you would really enjoy this, so you should totally check it out. The next book I finished was The Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson. This is a book 1 in the Wax and Wayne trilogy, but it is book 4 in the Mistborn series. And this one we follow a whole new cast of characters, but we're still in the world set 300 years after the end of Hero of Ages, and I absolutely loved it. Gave it a 5 out of 5 stars because how could I not? I actually have a book talk filmed over this and I will link it down below. It's probably not going to be up by the time this goes up, but that's okay. So eventually it'll be down there. But holy crap, like I thought Mistborn was like a freaking amazing like Alloy of Law. Like I'm not saying it doesn't top Mistborn, but it's really close. Like it's so good. Oh my god, I'm so excited to like continue on with this series. And the next book I finished was actually a novella, and shout out to my friend Brandon because he's the one who told me about these novellas that I did not know existed. So thank you, Brandon. Also, I'll link his channel down below. You should totally go check him out, especially if you're like a huge fantasy person like I am. I think you will enjoy his videos. So anyways, this is a 14-page novella for Mistborn, and it's called The 11th Metal, and it takes place essentially before the first book because it's kind of about Counselor and after he has escaped the pits and kind of like training to like understand his newfound powers. And it was like, I mean, it's like 14 pages, but I really enjoyed it, and I love getting to see Counselor because like if you have watched any of my other Mistborn book talks, which I will just go ahead and like link the playlist down below because you can go watch all my other ones. I absolutely love Counselor. He is one of my favorite characters, and all I'm gonna say is book 1. Why? Why would you do this to me, Brandon? I gave it 4 out of 5 just because I would have rather had to have more than less, but I know it was just a novella and I'm like sad. But I'm getting ready to read the other novella after I finish this other book I'm reading, but if you want some more Mistborn, go read this novella. Alright, so that is it for the books that I finished in April, which honestly I feel is like a really good reading month. Now onto the 2 books that I am currently reading, and the first one is Shadows of Self by Brandon Sanderson. This is book 2 in the Wax and Wayne series and book 5 in the Mistborn series. Again, it's a continuation from the first book. Obviously, I can't really talk much about what I've read so far just because spoilers, but like, we're getting interesting, guys. Like, I'm interested to see where this goes. Really interested to see where this goes. By the end of April, I got 158 pages in, and I know I probably, like, I read this for like half of April, and I probably should have read more. The only thing is I've been working on papers, and now we're getting towards the end of the semester here in Spain, which means finals are coming up, which means I am so much closer to going home, and I'm so excited. So hopefully I'll be able to do, I don't know if I'll be able to finish in May, but I'm hoping to make quite a big chunk of it in May, just because I don't know, because I have these 2 huge papers I have to finish, and then I have finals, and like my friends and I are also trying to squeeze in some last minute traveling before we all go back home, and it'll be interesting. But I'm super excited to see where this goes. And the last book I started reading in April was One Condition by Nova Raines. This is the first book in the Lust Caden Stone series. Basically, this is another, I don't want to say misunderstood bad boy, because I don't really feel like I get that vibe from him, but it's another one of those like novels. I'm honestly really enjoying it. Like, I flew through it a lot in April because I read it at school, because I'm like, I don't want to take a physical book, so it's easier just to read like on my Kindle app. So I've been reading this, and like I honestly haven't been reading it that long, and like I am already 69% of the way through it, so super excited to see where this goes, and I'm interested to see how this ends. Although this book is honestly really short compared to some of the other ebooks that I've read, so I'm like, I don't really want to have to go buy the next book, because I'm like, I'm not gonna finish it. I'm not gonna finish the series. Like, I just want to read the one book. Like Tattoo Thief is actually the first book in the Tattoo Thief series, but like all of the other books deal with different characters. It's not the same characters, but I don't know, we'll see. So anyways, those are all of the books that I finished / started reading in April, and I'm super excited to see where May takes me. So much closer to going home. Like, honestly, like, I really enjoyed my time here in Spain, but I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to see my family, I'm ready to see my friends, I'm ready to move into my apartment with my best friend and get on with my next year of school. It's gonna be an exciting year. So let me know down below if you guys read any of these books, what you thought. Do you agree with me? Do you not? Also, let me know what you guys read in April. And yeah, so let's chat it up in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye!